Transformers Godzilla Synergex update. Happy Kaiju Lion Transformer Tuesday. We're doing an update video on these two Synergex Godzilla Transformers and the third unofficial member, Signal Flare, who is a Maser tank vehicle mode. So that's what you want from a Godzilla thing. Gotta have him included. Here's a look at him with the actual Godzilla figure, and they look pretty great together. Like, totally working. I'm digging it, and these guys totally are on the same team. I love it. You know, I wish I just had a JXSDF logo to stamp on him, like maybe a sticker to slap over that Sector 7 right there on his back. But very cool. Quick updates for these figures. I've had them for a couple weeks now, playing with them, transforming them. This guy's plastic quality is, like I was speaking in the main video, a little bit compromised, and I've noticed it even more as I transform him. There's a little bit of stress marks and kind of the lightening of the plastic in areas where the joint looked like it's weakening, and areas. I tried stuffing some stuff pegged into the holes in his legs there, and that caused a little bit of stressing. So I haven't really been playing with him as much as the other guy, just because he seems to be a bit more fragile. I don't know if that's just the mold itself, the plastic used, or me getting a funky copy. My Optimus Prime Kiryu is actually amazing. I love him. I haven't really noticed any quality control issues to note, except that he's got a lot of painting, and as I've been playing and transforming him, you can see here on his crotch, there's a little bit of a scuff mark there. And I don't know if I just didn't see that originally, or if it came from me playing with him and transforming him, because I've been messing with him a whole bunch, just because I love this figure so much. But that's the only area of note where I've seen any chipping, scratching, problems with his paint or the figure himself. That, and as I mentioned before, the one gas tank on his leg there, in his vehicle mode, it does not properly secure, and it kind of dangles down and folds back in a little bit. So that's a problem, and if anybody knows how to tighten that joint or something, or fix that, please let me know, because I really want to get that done so that that actually stays popped out when I have him in vehicle mode. But that's the main issue with him. However, something super fun is I didn't love the Grimlock gun that came with Megatron. I'm really bummed out he didn't come with a Megatron tank to attach to his arm. So one thing really cool I didn't notice at first, and I included it in my thumbnail for the last video after the fact, but I didn't catch it in time to include in the video when I recorded, was you can store the Grimlock Megatron gun inside of Optimus Prime's trailer here, and it works really well. You fold this up here. If I just fold down one side, you can see you just kind of stuff the gun in right here so that it's positioned like that, and then you fold this up and close it, and where it's at, it won't bump into the axe if you have that stored inside, and it doesn't rattle around too much because it's kind of snug. It'll rattle if you shake it really hard, but it's pretty snug and it won't really make noise. It fits, it closes up good, but also if you actually open it up into the base mode, as I'm showing here, and fold all this down as you do, and it's a decent little base attack mode. But if you're plugging in the Kiryu rail guns into Prime's arms, there's no cannon tank or anything up there for you to blast with, no turret. But if you plug in that Grimlock gun right there, that looks real good. So that's an awesome use for that if you're not going to be using it for your Megatron Godzilla. And it really beefs up this battle station playset area and gives him something to use even if Prime's still using his railgun attached to the arm there. So that looks really cool. I dig it. And that looks real great with this Maser tank. And let me do a little bit of an update for the Maser tank too, because this Signal Flare is a great figure. And one thing of note is I looked him up after the fact, and I didn't see hardly any videos for the guy. And of all the ones I saw, there were transformations of his vehicle mode to robot mode, but no back and forth, including my own previous one. That's my bad. But let's just transform him and see how he looks in robot mode going up against Godzilla. So you just pull off all those little extra items, and then you're pretty much just going to flip down these bits here. And flipping that down all the way, you're just going to slide that whole thing around that direction and do that to both sides. And then you fold this up, and that's going to be the legs right there. This is kind of funky because those just hang off. But you'll see how his head's popping out there. That's going to be key important, but we need to see his visor. So we're going to flip this around this direction, and this whole thing's going to slide down this spine section, which is real weird. And you got to put a lot of force into it. And before you put them all the way through, or before you do that, you want to bring the arm area down to the side and then slide the head all the way through. And that's his robot mode, which looks pretty cool. And then you can do various stuff with this. You can plug this back into his arm if you like, or you can attach it to these things here and turn it into some sort of big chainsaw type weapon, which is what the instructions tell you to do. But you can also fiddle with it and do some other stuff, and it does get a little top heavy like that, so you got to be careful with the posing. However, I will say one thing for doing that I think works pretty well is if you just use this one, plug it in like that. You can just have a single weapon, and his balance is a lot better using it that way. However, I'm not a big fan of those. I like how he looks just like that. Like, I think that looks pretty cool. You don't need all that stuff. Maybe you can plug that into his cannon just so you can see his crystal there, which is cool. And I like how that spins when you move his arm there. So that's fun. But he just looks pretty great going up against the Godzilla Megatron. Like, that's pretty dope. He's a fun figure. I like him a lot, and I highly recommend him. I looked him up, and he's still going for about $25 to $35 on eBay. So if you're going to get one of these Godzilla Synergex figures, he's not official, but he might as well be being a Mazer tank and all. And he's actually way cheaper than getting either of these figures, which I actually imported from Japan, which was a big pain in the butt. But I've never seen anybody do a transformation video of him going back. It's pretty simple, but all the same, I say we should do that there. So pretty much just fold these out here, and you're going to pull this out, and you're going to want to spin this around so the cannon's on top. But again, we're looking and facing the head there. See, we pull it out, and you can't see the red visor. And that's the problem, and I've never seen anyone mention it, because that's what you're naturally going to want to do, because you got to use a lot of force to pull it forward. So if you move it forward here like that, it doesn't connect. The holes and the peg don't line up. You got to be real careful with that, and you got to pull it all the way, and it's going to use a lot of force, and you'll hear that click there. But when you can see the red visor, that's how you know you did it right. So then you slide it around, and you'll see this peg here is going to go in easy peasy like that. Yep, sure enough. So straighten the arm and just bring that around, and that's going to fill in that hole right there. And then we're bringing these ones around, and it's clicking into place. Boom. Then all you got to do is flip these up, and you're back into vehicle mode. All you got to do is attach these various things wherever and however you like. This is how they have it in the official instructions, if I recall. No, actually, they have them sticking out that way, which looks even dumber. But that's a look you can do, too, if you like. Which do you like better? I'm not a fan of that look. I think that looks a little silly. I like it better the other way, or how I had it pegged into the hitch in the back from before, if you saw my previous video. But yeah, haven't had these figures a while now. I really like the Optimus Prime. Again, my quality control on the figure was real good. The Megatron Godzilla, not so much, but he's still real fun to have. I'm just not going to pick him up and play with him a whole bunch like I would these other figures. If you're a big fan of the franchises, both of them, though, I give the highest recommendations to this Optimus Prime, even after the fact, and having spent extra money on him, them being imports and all. But I really recommend this figure, even without it being an official Synergex Godzilla Transformer figure. It's in the same spirit. It's a Maser tank and everything but official name, and this being not quite the exact right shape, but it's, come on, it's a Maser tank. Tune in next Transformer Tuesday for regular Transformer weekly content. And tune in tomorrow for more daily Kaiju as we continue the reviews of Marvel's Godzilla, King of the Monsters comic by Herb Trimpe and Doug Mensch. See you then. Rawr!